All right, everyone, welcome to the first and pretty much the coldest episode of the debut of Stick It To 'Em TV. As promised, I am here live at So Serious Motorsports, a little tiny shop. Got to start somewhere, though. I am your host, Mike Mahurin. How you doing? All right, so like I said in the previous comments before, the whole reason for this show is to give a chance for all the small-time derby teams, race teams, and local small events a chance to be heard and to let them know what's going on. Like I said, the first episode is at So Serious Motorsports, and I will turn this around. All right, so this is one of the cars out of the So Serious Motorsports team. As you can tell, it is a 98 Grand Marquis. It's actually my car, believe it or not. Newest addition to the So Serious Motorsports shop. We got a brand new light. And kind of to follow back here, we've got one of the first So Serious Motorsports trailer race trucks. It will debut later on this year. It will be called Son of the Reaper. And the driver and the mastermind behind everything at So Serious Motorsports is this guy right here, Shaun Mahurin. Shaun, how are you doing?
Not too bad.
All right, so real quick, Shaun, I just wanted to get your thoughts. What started So Serious Motorsports?
Pretty much just trying to come up with a unique name, something that nobody has, and pretty much the image of So Serious Motorsports is almost the same image as Joker. No tolerance, gives 110% with everything he does, and never looks back and has no regrets on just about anything.
Now, how long have you? What exactly, as far as trailer racing and the demolition derby world goes, how long have you been in this sport?
Well, my first derby was back in 2006. It was in a small car. I was actually riding with my dad, and it actually all started when we were young kids and watching our parents grow up doing this kind of stuff. It just kind of, you're just kind of born into it, I mean,
so it's pretty much kind of like in your blood.
Yeah, if you want to say it's in your blood, it's something. Once you do, the first time you do it, you're hooked. No matter who you are, you're hooked. You're going to want to do it every single time you see one. And when you're not in one, you're kind of watching how other drivers drive, how other drivers build their cars, and you kind of get an assumption, okay, what can you do on your next build to make your car stronger?
Okay.
So it's pretty much, it's a DNA thing. It's in your blood is what it is.
Okay. Now, you said you've been doing demolition derby since 2006, and the first demolition derby.
Not necessarily been doing it since 2006. My first one's 2006. I've actually been doing it since, gotta say roughly around 2012 is when I actually started fully getting into it.
Now, if you're a beginner driver and you witnessed your first demolition derby, obviously all it takes is going and watching, and you're pretty much hooked. What are the necessary steps to do something like this? I mean, does it take a lot to get involved in the sport, whether it be in buying a car or being on a team? Or
not really. I mean, as far as it is being on a team, it doesn't take skilled drivers. You don't have to be a great driver to be a demo driver. And as far as it goes getting started, a couple $100 beater that runs and has brakes, kick the windows out of it, take almost all the interior out of it except for the driver's seat and the steering wheel. Anybody can do it. It doesn't take a lot of money to do it. The only thing that takes a lot of money is to be the best. I mean,
now, when you said that you got into it in 2012 kind of full-time, What was that? Was that a demolition derby or was it a trailer race? I mean, I see you got your trailer race truck right here.
Yep.
Like I said, and if I'm mistaken, this used to be your daily driver, correct?
It used to be until the trains took a crap on me, and now I've accumulated one too many trucks, so I kind of just had to pick and choose which ones I wanted, and this one seems the toughest, so I kind of just like, you know what, got to put it to use somehow, you know.
Now, last year you've only did a couple derbies, Bike Barn being one of them, and at the Bike Barn it didn't really go in your favor. Now, did it?
Nope.
Can you
definitely did not go in my favor?
Can you explain a little bit what actually happened?
Well, I went out there with the intentions, obviously, you know, to have fun first and foremost. That's any derbies, go out there to have fun. Never have the mindset of winning. You have the mindset of winning, you're not going to win. Trust me on that one. Went out there, took a couple front end shots, kind of, you know, half-assed the build. Unfortunately, I have to admit it, I half-assed the build. Kind of in a rush the last minute, you know, and didn't weld the bumper on, you know, completely the way I wanted to. For the most part, you know, the car ran great. Motor wasn't welded in completely, and faulty errors by saying a couple bolts in the cross member forgot to tighten down, and cross member fell out, which basically pinched the trans and the drive shaft, causing it to pretty much stress itself. And with being in the throttle nonstop, motor hopping around, kind of, you know, screwed me as well. And then, you know, getting pinned up against the wall, basically bending the front upper A-arm didn't help me out any either. I had no steering mobility after that. And then getting hit in the driver's door, that kind of, you know, full track shot after they threw the red flag, you know, wasn't the greatest move. You know, you live and you let learn, and pretty much you learn no matter what, you're not classified as a chicken for running padding in your door. You're considered smart for running padding in your door, no matter who you are. You be the toughest SOB out there, and padding in your door to prevent your ribs from hitting the cage is about the smartest thing you can possibly do.
Now, as far as for the 2018 season, obviously 2018 is here. You got Spring Explosion coming up in April, and then we just recently found out, it's still early yet, but you got the Bike Barn coming up in May. You got a list of certain county fairs, different variety of things that's going to be happening this year. Do you and Why So Serious Motorsports plan on taking part of any of these events?
Well, Bike Barn for sure. You know, I'm going to go back down there and pretty much have fun, first and foremost. Go down there with no mindset of winning, just going down there to pretty much junk everything I got properly this time instead of half-assing it. That's pretty much another aspect of Why So Serious Motorsports is we go out there to make junk. We don't go out there to win. We go out there to put a show on, first and foremost, for the crowd. You know, taking a track shot or two, hearing the crowd go nuts over your motor, that's an adrenaline rush. You know, it makes you want to, you know, give it everything you got. And there's a couple guys out there that I know, you know, like Juan Cruz, for instance. You know, he basically proved taking track shot after track shot, you can win. No matter what you do, you can win. And it's pretty much the only events we're really going to be attending this year are Bike Barn for one. Definitely Stevenson County. I didn't have any luck out there.
So you got to go and redeem yourself.
Redeem myself at Stevenson County. I actually had transmission issues. Thought I had it all corrected once I went through inspection. Had a couple torque converter bolts loose, and then basically got those tightened up. And then from, you know, taking the motor and trans out from the Bike Barn car and putting it into the one I ran at Stevenson County Fair. Didn't have all the nooks and crannies tightened up. And I had just gotten back from a big event in Anderson, Indiana, and I kind of had 1 week to get my car done and didn't go through yet again, tightening up all the bolts, putting in trans fluid as fast as it was leaking out, and kind of screwed myself. And where they had us all parked at, up on a hill, it kind of pushed all my trans fluid towards the front, and kind of leaked out the front right corner of the trans pan. Didn't think I was going to make it out on the track, and then, you know, once the torque converter actually got to where it was supposed to and kicked in, trains finally engaged, and I spun it around and drove out on the track regardless. Made one hit, and then that's pretty much all it wrote. I had more power and mobility in reverse than I did drive. So pretty much I got to redeem myself at Stevenson, and then we're going to be running Boone County for sure.
Now, how many cars do you have possibly
that's
going?
still yet to be determined. Still got a couple other, cars and stuff to still go get yet. I don't know exactly. I know for off the top of my head, I at least got 3 drivers going to Boone County.
Now, if I'm mistaken, one is a female, and she is making her demolition debut.
We have 2 females on So Serious Motorsports. One of them obviously won't be attending in the car, but she will be there watching. We do have one female that is actually going to be driving at Boone County for her first time in a big car. Either go big or go home. This is pretty much what I've learned. That's pretty much it.
Now, as I'm looking in your shop, like I said, I noticed we have your trailer race vehicle. Kind of explain what year is it, and what kind of intentions do you, besides trailer racing, do you plan on doing with this?
It's pretty much actually just strictly for trailer racing. It is a '89 Chevy half-ton pickup truck. It's got a 5-speed in it, 4-wheel drive. Pretty much my intentions are to put one heck of a beefy bumper on the front of it. I'm actually going to get rid of the rear bumper and custom make a receiver hitch for the back of it. And then pretty much it's debuting up at La Crosse, Salem, which is Salem, Wisconsin. And pretty much just going to go out there and do what I do best and junk anything that's in my way. Every trailer is going to get annihilated.
Now, are you going to be teaming up with anybody up there,
yes,
or are you going to be?
Yes, I am going to be teaming up with the truck known as the Reaper, which is driven by Dave Mahurin. We're pretty much just going to go up there and have fun first and foremost, and that's pretty much it's all about the sports that I do. Is I have fun.
Now, how many trucks vehicles do you have going up there total?
I have 3. Well, hopefully 3. My brother is going to hopefully be in one. Me and my father. I'm going to be driving this one. My father's going to be driving his rig. Pretty much going to go up there, have fun first and foremost with the family, and that's another reason why I do what I do, is it's a family sport. Spend quality time with the families in the garage, building cars and trucks and whatnot, and never lose sight of what really the sport and the event is about, is it's family.
Now, I noticed that, you have your full-size icon cars, which is part of the DI shows. I know a lot of people's got at least almost 20 grand wrapped up in those cars. How much would you say is the most that you would have wrapped up into either a derby car or a trailer race vehicle? Like, how much would you have wrapped up in one of those?
This truck I actually picked up for $800, and that's pretty much all I got wrapped up in it. I don't have much wrapped up into it outside of new clutch and new clutch cylinder. So pretty much not really much wrapped up into this as much as I got wrapped up into all my derby stuff that I got. If I had to take a wild guess on what exactly I have wrapped up into my stuff, between the 2 motors that I have, the cars, I'd say roughly around $5 grand I got wrapped up into everything, and you don't need nearly as much as that. I just happened to get everything on a deal, pay for everything. Pretty much it doesn't take a lot to do something like this, and you could have a $20. You could have gotten a deal with a $20 card. You can turn it into something, and underbuilt or overbuilt, just go out there and have fun first and foremost.
Now, like I said earlier, we've seen the truck. This thing behind me, like I said, I believe it's a '98 Grand Marquis. Whose car and what's going on with this one?
This is actually my brother's car. Supposed to have gotten junked at Fall Brawl, but we ran into some minor issues, and we're kind of just tinkering with it and getting it to where it's supposed to be, and hopefully it'll be pretty much ready come time to get smashed.
Now, is this one of the vehicles that will be making the trip down to the bike barn with you this year?
Yes, this will be one of the vehicles that will be making the trip down to the bike barn.
You have a car, obviously.
One.
You have one that you're building. That one is when I came up here. That one's sitting outside, correct?
Yes.
Is there a lot of stuff that you got left to do to that one, or is it just about done, or will it be done by the time?
It will be done by bike barn. It is close to being done. Still got a few odds and ends to get for it. I'm actually running a totally different setup on that one out there. I'm actually running a cable shifter on that one, and brake pedal or aftermarket brake pedal, gas pedal setup, and I still got to get a tank for that one. Pretty much that one is completely, almost 100% done, outside of motor being put in and trains being put in.
Well, all right, folks. Like I said, this is the first episode of Stick It To 'Em TV. I want to thank first and foremost my guest at this time, Why So Serious Motorsports, Shaun. I want to thank you for allowing us to come to your shop.
Not a problem.
You know, speaking of shops, you see a lot of big shops, a lot of big-time people who have the room to build several cars. As I come to this one, it just amazes me on how you can make a garage. And matter of fact, there's an interesting story behind this. Wasn't really intended to be a derby shop, was it?
No.
When you got this place, because it's actually attached to your home, what was this garage built for?
It actually is built to fit a full-size RV inside of it.
Why? Taking it from the view of the entire shop itself, I would say you pretty much got your money's worth on this one. I mean, from the looks of it, you can fit about 2 big cars in here?
Yes, 2 full-size cars can fit in here. And still have room to walk around and work, plenty of room to walk around and work.
Now, like I said, you see the hoods over there, you see the headers, the bumpers. It doesn't take much. You don't have to have a lot of money to have a full-time derby shop. Heck, you can even run it out of your own garage. This is pretty much what this gentleman did right here. Shaun Mahurin pretty much took his garage and turned it into his own little playhouse. It's his home away from home. And like I said, this whole TV series is about, and the Facebook Live series is about small-time people that work for a living just to have fun. That's why we created Stick It To 'Em TV. For those who don't normally get airtime or noticed, it's a great way to get the small-time people with the interesting things that they do noticed a little bit. The trailer racing, the demolition derbies, even small-town racing, for example. For this being the first episode, I wanted it to be very special. When Shaun Mahurin says his brother, I'm his brother. All right, I'm Michael Mahurin. And for him to allow me to have my car here and allow me to be a part of Why So Serious Motorsports meant a lot to me. Therefore, I wanted him to be the first episode of Stick It To 'Em TV. So, with that being said, I'm going to end this episode with just a minor thought. You don't have to have a lot of money to have fun. Just the thrill and the love of whatever sport you're in. So if you like this episode, please click the like button on our page. Share it if you will. And if you're interested in Stick It To 'Em TV to interview you and your shop and your hobby, get a hold of us either at Michael Mahurin or Mike Mahurin on Facebook, or just message us at Stick It To 'Em TV or write something on our post, and we will get in touch with you soon. So for this being the first episode, I am your host, Mike Mahurin. I want to thank you for tuning in to this very first and cold episode of Stick It To 'Em TV. You guys have a great evening, and God bless.